Welcome to Manchester United Daily Updates. Before continuing this video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest news from Manchester United. Man United transfer news live exit close. Rashford talks planned. Nuno Mendes blow. All the latest Manchester United news and transfer gossip, with Marcus Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho facing uncertain futures at Old Trafford. Hello and welcome to the Manchester Evening News live blog. The January transfer window slams shut in just under 2 weeks, and Ruben Amorim is still yet to welcome a new face or two to Old Trafford. United have been briefly linked with a few big names, but the futures of Marcus Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho have dominated the headlines. The former has admitted that he's ready for a new challenge, while the latter has emerged as a potential target for Napoli, who are eager to replace Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. Antony could also leave Carrington this month as part of a brutal fire sale. As for incomings, Victor Gyökeres remains one of the most coveted strikers in Europe, and Jamie Gittins has recently emerged as a shock new target. The duo would be excellent signings, who would take Amorim's side to a whole new level. But time is running out. So, with that being said, stay with us at the Manchester Evening News as we bring you all the latest United news and gossip during the January transfer window. Ten Hag close to return. Erik Ten Hag is reportedly close to a return to management, with him potentially replacing Nuri Sahin at Borussia Dortmund as soon as Wednesday. Dortmund have suffered 3 straight defeats at the hands of Holstein Kiel, Bayer Leverkusen and Eintracht Frankfurt. Ten Hag is the favorite, should Sahin be axed, and that could see Rashford reunite with Ten Hag. Barcelona putting steps in place. Barcelona's hopes of signing Marcus Rashford could be bolstered by the exit of Eric Garcia to Girona. The La Liga side need to sell a player to free up funds and squad space for Rashford. Garcia had been one of the names tipped to leave, and it appears he is closing in on a €10 million move to Girona. Nuno Mendes decision made. Nuno Mendes has decided to stay at Paris Saint-Germain, according to L'Equipe. Journalist Jose Barroso has claimed that an agreement in principle for a contract renewal that had been reached in the autumn had been delayed, but they have been reignited this month. United flop nears La Liga move. According to ABC de Sevilla, Real Betis have submitted a second bid to sign Antony, raising the loan fee. The Spanish newspaper, who were the first to report on the club's interest earlier this month, states that the United winger is keen on a move to La Liga. Rashford talks. Borussia Dortmund will hold talks with Man United over a possible move for Marcus Rashford. Fabrizio Romano has claimed the plan is to have new contacts in the next few days after AC Milan pushed ahead with a move for Kyle Walker. Paul Pogba's ex-Man United teammate hints he's returning to the Premier League. Paul Pogba has been out of action since being banned for a failed drugs test, but a former Manchester United teammate has suggested a Premier League move. Former Manchester United midfielder Andreas Pereira has made a tongue-in-cheek suggestion that Paul Pogba should join him at Fulham. Pereira rose through United's academy ranks before leaving for Craven Cottage in 2022. During his time at United, Pereira played alongside Pogba on 27 occasions and has hinted that he is keen to be reunited with the France international. The Fulham star replied to a Sky Sports post on Instagram that asked, "Which player should your club sign in January?" by tagging Pogba and using the eyes emoji. While it would be a surprise to see Pogba back in the Premier League, he is a free agent and looking for a new club. Despite leaving United to rejoin Juventus in 2022 after a turbulent time in Manchester, Pogba found himself out of the game following a 4-year ban due to elevated testosterone levels. After an appeal reduced the suspension to 18 months, he's set to make a comeback this March. Pogba, once re-signed by United in a record-breaking deal, was supposed to herald a bright new era at the club. Instead, his 6-year stretch was marred by managerial spats and teammate disagreements despite moments of excellence on the pitch. At Juve, injury woes further dampened hopes of Pogba enjoying a resurgence in Turin. The midfielder's career reached its lowest point after he received a 4-year ban from the sport for testing positive for DHEA, a substance prohibited because it increases endogenous testosterone levels. Pogba and his representatives have consistently claimed innocence, asserting that any consumption of banned substances was accidental. In a statement, Pogba said, I have today been informed of the Tribunal Nazionale Antidoping's decision and believe that the verdict is incorrect. I am sad, shocked and heartbroken that everything I have built in my professional playing career has been taken away from me. When I am free of legal restrictions, the full story will become clear, but I have never knowingly or deliberately taken any supplements that violate anti-doping regulations. Meanwhile, Pereira has been the center of other transfer rumors. Despite interest from Brazilian club Palmeiras, Fulham turned down an offer for the midfielder as they push for a European spot this season. Winging it, why are we doing this? Man United fans stunned as Antony closes in on Real Betis loan transfer with special clauses. Antony is moving closer to a Manchester United exit this month, according to reports. After a bright start at the club, Antony has struggled to recapture his best form since his blockbuster £86 million transfer from Ajax in 2022. The winger's poor form saw him fall out of favor under Erik ten Hag last season. That trend continued this season before Ten Hag was replaced by Ruben Amorim, though he has still failed to make a real impression. But now the 24-year-old looks like he could finally be nearing an escape from his theater of dreams nightmare, summarized by his horror miss against Southampton on Thursday. According to Fabrizio Romano, Antony is close to sealing a move to go on loan to Real Betis until the end of the season, with the final details being discussed after the player gave the deal the green light. It is understood there is no option to buy in the deal. Furthermore, the Red Devils will also cover part of his wages. However, this was not a clause fans were happy to see given the desperate need to sell before new recruits can come in as part of the next rebuild project being undertaken by Amorim. Taking to social media, one fan said, "Man United will also cover part of the salary. They are so desperate for him to leave." A second said, "Depleting our squad and not signing replacements." Another said, "We better be getting a replacement because I don't understand why we are doing a deal like this. No option to buy and also paying part of his salary while he plays for another club." A fourth added, "These loan deals with no buy option are absolutely useless." Many other fans were also hopeful that Antony could find some form while at the Spanish club. His wages are understood to stand at £200,000 a week, making him the club's fifth best paid player. Antony's contract expires in 2027 and has the option for an additional year. He has scored just 12 times and added 5 assists across 95 games for the Red Devils. In a similar deal, United are also covering some of the wages of Jadon Sancho while he is on loan at Chelsea, although a clause in the deal will see the Blues activate a £25 million buy option if they finish above 14th. United are reported to be covering at least £100,000 of Sancho's total wage bill, though the amount they will cover for in Antony's case is not yet clear. Amid the rumors, Antony was named on the bench for Man Utd's clash with Brighton. Ruben Amorim hints at Man United transfer decision ahead of Brighton clash. Ruben Amorim has named his starting 11 for Manchester United's home game against Brighton in the Premier League at Old Trafford, and there's a hint towards a future move. Ruben Amorim has left Antony out of the Manchester United starting 11 for their Premier League game against Brighton. Amorim has rotated his team for the game, which comes just 3 days after the 3-1 win over Southampton, with Harry Maguire, Joshua Zirkzee and Diogo Dalot coming into the lineup. That means Lisandro Martinez, Rasmus Højlund and Alejandro Garnacho drop to the bench, where Antony remains. The Brazilian winger is close to joining Real Betis on loan in the January transfer window, having fallen down the pecking order at United. He got onto the pitch in the second half against Southampton, but this could be his final involvement in a matchday squad this season. Once again, Marcus Rashford is not involved, with negotiations continuing over a possible move away from United in the January transfer window. Antony cost United £82 million from Ajax in September 2022, but has failed to live up to his price tag at Old Trafford. He has contributed just 12 goals and 5 assists in 95 appearances for the club, who are keen to reshape their squad for Amorim. United come into the Brighton game on the back of an improved run of results, albeit with inconsistency still very much present in the performances. Amorim's side drew 2-2 with Liverpool at Anfield earlier this month before coming through on penalties against Arsenal in the third round of the FA Cup, despite playing most of the match with 10 men. They followed that up with a very unimpressive 3-1 win over bottom side Southampton on Thursday, which needed a late hat-trick from Ahmad to settle things. United begin their 2 p.m. kickoff on Sunday in 13th place in the Premier League on 26 points from 21 games. Sunday's game will come with tributes for United legend Dennis Law, who passed away on Friday aged 84. Law is United's third highest goal scorer and stands outside Old Trafford in a Holy Trinity statue with George Best and Sir Bobby Charlton. United's players will wear black armbands as a sign of respect for Law, while a minute's silence will be held before kickoff. The game will also be attended by United fan Luke Littler, who has brought the Sid Waddell Trophy to Old Trafford to parade after his stunning 7-3 win over Michael van Gerwen at Alexandra Palace earlier this month.